Hey, everybody. Welcome. I'm so happy to see you here today. And today, I thought I would do a little something different. So I'm actually going to share some slides with you, all right? Because I really want to take some time to talk through what I call my six-figure cash flow formula. And so anyway, bear with me. I'm going to click over and share my slides with you. And hope for the best, right, in terms of all the technology here. I think you guys can see my screen, but all right, so here we go. Oopsie. All right, going all backwards. All right. All right, guys, bear with me. Here we go. Okay. We are right where we need to be. All right, so let's start this over again. Hello, hello, and welcome, everybody. Lesli Bitel here, and I'm a business coach and mentor. I specifically help registered dietitians and healthcare practitioners in private practice. And I've been doing this for a really long time now, for years, having started out as an RDM myself and experiencing, many of the same challenges that you are probably experiencing right now in your practices in terms of attracting clients and really being able to generate a secure and consistent revenue stream and income, right? So what I thought I could do today, for today's training, I wanted to share, the title of today's training is called Your Profitable Practice in 2020. Specifically, I'm going to share my six-figure cash flow formula. And I'm also going to share some information a little bit later on my revised for 2020 six-figure Biz Academy. All right, so for those of you that are ready to roll up your sleeves and really make 2020 the best year ever, you're going to definitely want to stay on throughout this entire presentation so you can hear about that program as well as the juicy bonuses that I have to share with you. So what I recommend is that you grab a pen, paper, and plan to take some notes, all right? So I'm going to break this process down into 7 very distinct steps for you that I think is going to make a huge difference in your practice. I do it over and over again. My clients use this process over and over again. My hope is that you'll do the same. All right. So to start, let's really be honest here. Let's have some straight talk, right? In this day and age, being 2020, there is so much noise out there, just a lot of noise and clutter out in the marketplace today. There's a lot of people claiming to be experts and really throwing information around and really making promises that honestly they can't and don't end up keeping. So in this day and age especially, it's imperative to be able to raise yourself above that cacophony of noise in order to really engage with your ideal clients, and most importantly, to develop that level of trust. So the thing I want to share with you is that your ideal clients are out there and they truly desperately need your help. So again, I'm going to be sharing a simple and repeatable blueprint that is going to help you to rise above that noise level. And the thing I want to share with you that's really important here is that more than anything, what we're talking about today is a relationship game, right? Every single strategy that I share with you really rests on you knowing how to create a powerful and strong relationship with others. That's actually really good news if you think about it, because as dietitians and functional nutrition practitioners, other wellness practitioners, you're really good at that. You're expert at that. You wouldn't have chosen this field if you weren't willing to share, create a safe space and really create a sense of safety and intimacy for the people in your market, right? Your clients particularly. So I think it's really exciting. You're very well suited to be very, very successful at this process. Where you can get into trouble, however, is with not being focused. And I see this so very often. So not asking yourself, what is the best use of my time and the most revenue generating use of my time, right? So it's really, really easy, especially nowadays with all the different, social media platforms and all the different options that we can use to get our message out there. It's so easy to be pulled in a million different directions. And, to see a to-do list of a bunch of things you could do each day, and none of them really amounting to much, right? Because you just kind of dabble, do a little of this, a little of that, and nothing really amounts to getting the results that you're after. So, and of course, the other big drawback is that you end up feeling super exhausted and, defeated and frankly burned out, right? Because you just don't get those results that you're after. So what I want to share with you today is really a strategy to help you overcome that lack of focus and ultimately to help you become profitable, because that is so very important, right? And that's really why it's in the title, Your Profitable Practice. So, and I also want to challenge you to, maybe a little bit of a mind shift in terms of what it means to actually make money. So I'd like for you to think of it this way. The money that you're bringing into your practice is simply a reflection of the impact you are having on the world. How do you like that? It's really a different way of looking at it, right? So I want you to have greater and greater impact, and the money will follow. The money will become greater and greater along with your impact in the world. Of course, not to mention, without that income, just the ability to pay your bills, your expenses, it's going to be pretty tough. So we really want to hone things in and help you to be focused, and that's really what my goal is today. So again, back to the good news. I've been teaching this stuff for years, and I have lots and lots of dietitians, chiropractors, and functional medicine, all kinds of wellness professionals who now make an excellent living, and they're considered leading authorities in their fields. They're asked to speak, they're asked to write, their phones ring almost effortlessly at this point with leads and referrals coming in. So how did they get there? Let's jump in. So today is you're definitely in the right place if you are tired of a million marketing ideas and ending up just feeling paralyzed. You're ready to know what to focus on and how to implement. You're committed to making a difference, and you'll adopt the belief that money is a reflection of impact. Don't you love that? Money is a reflection of the impact that you're having in the world. And of course, you're no longer willing to miss out on your slice of the pie. Oops, avocado, right? All right, so let's jump in. We're going to talk about my 6-figure cash flow formula. And just to give you a little bit of background, this process is really designed to help you to break through that stress and to give you exactly what to do and what not to do in any given moment that will result in getting real clients and real income. So I think I'm also going to share a bonus tip towards the end, and I think this is going to be really helpful with your enrollment conversations and discovery calls. So I'm going to throw that in as well. And also, as I alluded to earlier, I am really excited that I'm going to share in a little while more information about something that I think is really going to be a game changer for you. And that's my update for 2020, my 6-month group coaching program called the 6-Figure Biz Academy. Now, before we go, I just want to share briefly, because some of you may not know very much about me. So I wanted to just share a little bit about my story, just briefly, and how I ended up where I am today with really a full-time business where I'm coaching and mentoring other practitioners. So as I mentioned earlier, I am a registered dietitian. Before I started my practice in 2007, I actually amassed some pretty wonderful clinical experience. So I come from a very heavy clinical background. I did my post-grad internship at Cook County, where I did a subspecialty in bird nutrition. I worked at Northwestern Memorial Hospital, where I worked in oncology, spinal cord injury, and eating disorders. And then I also did some corporate wellness programs at Wrigley Corporation, Rust-Oleum, and the American Heart Association. I also spent 13 years working as a sales and marketing executive within the pharmaceutical and medical device industry. Later earned my MBA in global business. So really the point here is that I have a really strong affinity towards both the clinical and business side of healthcare and nutrition. So when I started my practice, again, my nutrition practice back in 2007, despite having a lot of experience and skill at that point, I got to tell you, I was pretty overwhelmed in terms of, what it was going to take to create my own profitable private practice. I, like probably many of you can relate to, I was jumping all around, trying all those strategies, doing a little of this, a little of that, and I really wasn't generating that consistent income that I needed. Instead, my private practice was really kind of looking like an expensive hobby. So again, I was trying all the things they say to do. I spent a ton of money on a beautiful website. I got an awesome logo. Oh my gosh, business cards, of course. I was trying, back then blogging was a little newer, so I was blogging. I was sharing on social media channels. The thing is, though, I wasn't able to get traction to produce a real consistent income. So around 2009, I really found myself at a crossroads, actually. And around this time, the company that my husband Mike was working for, they had just filed bankruptcy. So, it was very stressful and full of uncertainties. But one thing I can share with you I remember this day so clearly, like it was yesterday. It was a very defining moment for me. And that is that I knew that I did not want to be a victim to these circumstances. I absolutely needed to either ramp up my practice or go back into the corporate world and get a job, without a doubt. So fortunately, I went to Lifeline and I hired a business coach who really taught me the art of client enrollment and all the other business and marketing skills that are really highly specific to build this type of practice. Guys, that is the key, right? So I have an MBA, right? I had, lots of experience, but it's building this type of business, a private practice where you're really working with, people, right? The public. It's very different. So I hired a coach. I learned all these business building skills that frankly we don't learn in clinical training. And they're just really necessary to be successful as a nutrition or healthcare entrepreneur. So everything changed from that point on. I learned how to confidently enroll clients into high-end VIP programs and packages. I got rid of those one-off sessions completely and was really able to successfully work within the cash pay model. And I did all of this virtually. So guys, back then, virtual, guess what that meant? Phone. We didn't have reliable video service at that time. So a major component of my private practice was done via telephone sessions. So, the bottom line is I developed this repeatable system that I'm going to share with you today that would enable me to build my practice from the ground up into a thriving business. All right, so after learning this process and really putting this system into play, I was able to generate that consistent income that I needed and really more than enough to build a six-figure practice, which today has absolutely exploded, right? So I'm able to do this out of my home, allowing me to prioritize plenty of time with my family. I've been able to, be there with my kids while they're growing up, John and Juliet, who are now 19 and 17. I was there with them when they were growing up. I was room mom. I was Cub Scout leader, all those things that were really important to me while feeling like I'm making a really big contribution and a big difference in people's lives. So I'm really very grateful to be with each of you here today because I want to share those exact steps so that you too can build your own six-figure practice. All right, so let's dig in. Here is an image of my six-figure cash flow formula. So right now, I'm going to put the entire client attraction and enrollment process into 7 simple steps that I think are going to make total sense to you. This is a cash flow formula that you can really count on again and again. And because it's broken down in this way, you're always going to be able to see or know what that next step is in the process. Because again, my goal is to make things really doable and easy for you. So I promise if you follow this structure, you are going to be able to enroll client after client. And that's really what's so great about what I'm about to share, because it is repeatable over and over again. I do it over and over again. I teach my clients to repeat this over and over again. And again, as I shared earlier, my hope is that you'll do the same. All right, so let's start. All right, guys, grab your notebook, your paper and pen, and definitely jot down these different steps, all right? So the first step in this six-figure cash flow formula is to connect with your potential clients. So you must find ways to get in front of and actually access your target market. Absolutely, you've got to get in front of them. There are just a huge variety of ways that this is possible, and really like infinite number of ways you can get in front of your target market, your ideal clients. But the key here is that you have to connect with your ideal client. So you might do so, for example, via speaking engagements. You might do webinars, workshops, video conferencing. You might end up reaching out to your contact list of friends and fans and utilize that list of friends and fans to generate leads in your business. You might have referral partners recommending you, right? Such as other physicians, therapists, acupuncturists, really anyone that works with your target market, albeit perhaps in a different capacity or way. You might be going to networking meetings, leveraging social media, publishing a blog, right? So there's all kinds of ways. You might do what I'm doing right here, which is doing a live stream, right, on Facebook, into a group, onto your business page. You might be doing, streaming through Instagram. Like it's endless, the number of ways you can get in front of your target market. So I hope is really that you're doing many of them, right? We really want to pick, honestly, I would recommend at least a half a dozen strategies that you're implementing consistently in order to connect with potential clients. Honestly, I'm a fan of picking, a handful of community-based strategies as well as a handful of online strategies. And guys, I will tell you, it doesn't matter if you have a virtual practice or brick and mortar, okay? So don't get too worried about that. Regardless of where you're actually seeing clients and patients, you still want to have a little mix of in-person community-based strategies along with online virtual strategies to attract clients and actually get in front of them, all right? So bottom line, I hope you're doing many of them, ways to get in, implementing, these strategies to get in front of your ideal clients, because listen, your ideal clients have to be able to find you in some way or another. And there's just infinite ways to accomplish that. So again, you want to probably figure out a half dozen ways to get in front of your ideal clients to connect with them. All right? So hopefully everybody's clear on that step. So the question is, what happens next? All right, so step number 2 in the six-figure cash flow formula. The next step in the process is to give your ideal clients a free taste, some kind of experience so they can get a firsthand look at your brilliance, right? So you want to create that level of awareness around of your expertise. You want them to start thinking about what's possible for them, how they might be able to change their lives, their health, by losing weight, by improving their gut health, or helping them, overcome their body image issues, or maybe excessive dieting, really depending on your target market and niche. Now, one thing I do want to clarify at this point is I'm not talking about a free session here or a free assessment. So we're not doing that for free. So really important to clarify that point. I don't actually advocate free sessions. But what I mean is they get a free report, a checklist, a free audio training. You can even do, again, what I'm doing right now, and that is, inviting someone to view a video, right, or join you on a live stream, right? You could do a webinar, lots of things, but basically you are inviting people into something that it's no stress. We're not asking them to invest any money at this point. We're just gifting them some kind of a free experience. So to give you a couple of examples, more specific, maybe you meet someone who is struggling with IBS, okay, hypothetically. And maybe you say, hey, I'd love to send you, I have a new ebook, and it's called The Top 7 Recipes for Low FODMAP Weeknight Dinners that I think everyone in your family will love. Can I send it to you? Right? Simple as that. I have a report on this, a workbook on that, and I really think you'll enjoy it. It's a free resource. I'd love to send it to you because based on what we've been talking about, I really think it'll be helpful for you. Or you can say, hey, I'm doing a webinar or a Facebook Live on Tuesday called 5 Keys to Losing Weight Without Dieting. It's absolutely free, and I'd love if you could attend and give it a listen. So bottom line is at this stage, you're inviting people into a next step, but it's a free next step. It's an opportunity to sample what you have to offer, and ideally, it's positioned to leave them wanting more. All right? So that is step 2. We're offering, some kind of free offer or taste. All right, so step 3, and I gotta tell you, this is where most people fumble, and that is the follow-up. This is very crucial, and it's part of, honestly, what I see a lot of people skipping. So it's important to circle back with these people, those who've experienced your free taste. You gotta follow up, okay? It can be done in a whole bunch of different ways. It really doesn't matter how you do it. You can call, text, messenger, email. I mean, you can even use, snail mail for that matter, right? You just need to follow up with these folks. So the thing I want to emphasize here is that in following up, this follow-up phase, this is the part where you invite them into a deeper conversation, okay? So you're actually going to invite them into a deeper conversation. Sometimes this is called a discovery call, strategy session, enrollment conversation. There's a bunch of different names for it. But essentially, you're following up. You could follow up in an email, a series of emails. You can say, something like, hey, I hope you love the report on such and such. What were your biggest insights? What were your takeaways? Did you have any ahas based on it? And as a next step, I'd love to get on the phone with you and chat about such and such. So you might say, I'd be happy to spend some one-on-one time with you on the phone to talk more in depth to explore the hidden obstacles that are preventing you from improving your gut health and IBS. Would you be willing to gift yourself with some time to focus on you and your health concerns? I'd love to do it. So you really want to try to be specific if you can in that ask. You can say, explore what's challenging you, what your struggles and problems are in this area, and I can give you some support and some ideas. So let's just schedule a chat. Here's the link to my calendar. All right. So again, step number 3 is really about the follow-up and following up, checking in on that free taste or free experience that you offered, and then very importantly, inviting them into the next step, which is a discovery call or an enrollment conversation, as I like to call it. All right, so let's move to step 4. So step 4 is to actually have a conversation with them. So I'm going to call this the enrollment conversation. Again, sometimes it's called the discovery call, strategy session, lots of different names for it. Because this is the opportunity that you have to enroll them into higher use, so that's why I tend to call it an enrollment conversation. Of course, you wouldn't call it that to the client. I actually recommend that you give this particular session, a discovery call, a special name, like a special outcome-oriented name, if at all possible. All right? So, and depending on how you run your practice, this is typically a complimentary call to explore whether or not the client is actually a good fit. All right. So now, again, it's important for you to understand that this is not a free assessment or a coaching session. So again, you're not doing work for free. So very important to understand. Instead, it's a really structured conversation where you're going to explore their pain points and really help them see the gravity of their circumstances. You know, in other words, the true cost of being stuck where they are. So you're going to also help them to paint a vivid vision or a picture of what they want their health to look like instead. So we want to help them to formulate really a visceral attachment to how achieving these goals could potentially change their lives. So that's a really important component of this conversation as well. And then invite them to step into your program or package. You're going to want to create a bridge from where they are now and where they want to be. And guess what the bridge is? You and your services. So your services are positioned as the bridge from where they are now to where they want to be. And you're going to make them an offer, if they're assuming they're a good fit, step into a service with you, a program with you, a package with you, which again, this is now a paid step. All right. You're going to want to also, really create a sense of urgency as well. Now, one other thing, you really must be proficient at dealing with their questions and objections that are going to come up at this phase, such as, oh, I can't afford it, or I have to talk to my spouse. All right. So these are by far the two most common. And so I really want to emphasize how incredibly important it is to master the art of client enrollment. Because remember, here is the key. All marketing strategies, regardless of how you're getting in front of clients, you could be, posting like crazy on Instagram, doing a gazillion lives, right? All these marketing strategies, they're all fine. The key thing, though, is, and this really speaks to the importance of step 4, all marketing strategies converge to your ability to successfully enroll clients into your programs, right? So this is really the step that's going to make a huge difference if you're able to master it. So, guys, I just want to say, please do not wing it. You can't wing this. You truly cannot. You need to have a strategy in place so you can successfully enroll clients into your programs and packages. So I do have a couple of little case studies. So this is my wonderful client, Sandra, and just to illustrate the difference that knowing how to enroll makes in a business. Literally within hours of learning my client enrollment process, she was able to get on the phone with a potential client within hours and sold her first private client package for $1,647. Then she went on to book almost $11,000 worth of business in 1 week. All right, that is it just goes to show the power of really knowing how to navigate through that enrollment conversation. And in Sandra's case, she made about $11,000 in that first week. This is after struggling with annual revenue prior to this of $11,000. So after learning the art of client enrollment, she made as much money in 1 week as she had made the entire year prior. So that's how important it is. All right, so let's go to step number 5. So step number 5 is they do actually a paid program. So step 5, they're doing something with you, a paid program or service. And that could be private work, it could be an online program or group, but now they're doing it. So again, your service might take a variety of different forms. It could be one-on-one private sessions, maybe a VIP program or package over a period of weeks or months. You might have some group programs, or maybe it's a downloadable digital training, or even an evergreen webinar funnel, right? Like, it doesn't matter. At this point, they're in a paid program. So the work that I do with my clients, my practitioner clients, I help them to create their own unique signature program, which is designed really with the outcome in mind, that we design it to help their respective clients achieve the results that they desire. Often these programs, they last anywhere from, I'd say, 6 weeks on the short end, maybe up to 6 months. So there's a lot of variability in there. All right, so bottom line, step 5 is you're in the paid program. Now, I have an example here for you. This is my client, Raya, who's the owner of Carolina Functional Nutrition. And it was really interesting. So in determining what her best offer would be, she had a one-off session model when we first started working with her, right? So just one-off sessions. And it really was overwhelming. It became very overwhelming for her. It was not very profitable because you guys know if people have the option, they're probably going to pick the one session option, right? So it really wasn't working that great. So we moved her to a model that included a really, really robust functional nutrition package. And we added numerous different elements into the package, very strategically placed, such as labs, supplements, a certain number of sessions, food logs, meal plans, check-ins, different kind of bonuses, all put into place and carefully chosen, again, with one goal in mind, and that is really to help your clients achieve their desired health results. So the bottom line, as a result of this shift, moving her model from the one-off sessions into comprehensive programs and packages, Raya was able to double her revenue and saw half as many clients, which is amazing, right? So she was able to really dig deep, help people get results, work with fewer clients, but on a much deeper level, and double her revenue. So it really was super helpful for her. She has 2 girls, so she was able to, really spend more time with her family and really have an enormous amount of professional gratification working with her population on a deep level while making twice as much money. All right, so let's go to step number 6. So step number 6 is, in that 6-figure cash flow formula, is you must give them an A1 experience. So we have to over deliver on your services. Now, I don't mean to have bad boundaries. Really need to exceed their expectations and really, acknowledge them for their accomplishments and achievements, check in with them frequently, stay involved, follow up. And I know you probably think that's got to be a given, right? But you'd be amazed. A lot of people think, okay, well, I've got one client, booked. Now I got to move on and get the next person. But you just want to make sure that you stay with them, following up, and really deliver outstanding service. All right, so I love step number 7. Step number 7 is where you upsell, downsell, or cross-sell. So this is in complete service to the client, and I promise you 95% of the people I meet are not doing this. All this means is you're going to offer the next logical experience with you, and you're gonna have other things that could be of benefit to them, right? A next step. And so let me define some of these terms so everybody's clear. So an upsell simply means that they might step into something more expensive. Downsell means they're stepping into something that's less expensive, which is completely fine. And a cross-sell is basically equal price, right? Something similar to what they're currently invested in. So I'm going to give you a couple of specific examples. This makes sense. So let's pretend that I, in my business, had somebody who was a private client in my 6-month private coaching program. So when that's over, I might invite them to step into my elite private inner circle mastermind. I call this EPIC for short, which would be a way for me to continue to serve that person, albeit on a less intense level as compared to private coaching. Or I might invite someone from EPIC to do maybe a one-day VIP with me, where we work on our website, our internet marketing, a really deep dive into copywriting, marketing, and advertising strategy. So you might have a group or a course, some kind of program that you're doing. Like, let's just say it's a group course, and let's say that you invite your people, your participants, as a next step to move into one-on-one with you, right? So this would be an upsell because this is, we're moving from a group program to a higher level of investment and a higher, more intense option for them. And later you might suggest that they move into a maintenance or maybe a membership type program, where, you get just quick check-ins, maybe on a less frequent basis, a certain number of meal plans, recipes, discounts on professional grade supplements. So there's a whole bunch of ways that we can do this. But the point that I really want to make is that you have a client in one capacity or another. What's crucial is that you invite them into a next step, okay? Because for one thing, they already know, like, and trust you. And it's just so much easier and frankly more gratifying to continue to work with the same people versus always feeling like, oh my God, I got to go out and find brand new clients. In fact, they say that it's 11 times more cost effective to get a current client to continue working with you versus going out and trying to find a brand new client. So there's that too. All right, so let's do a quick review. All right, so the first step again is that you're going to connect with your ideal clients. You got to find them. You got to get in front of them. You want to get introduced to people in your target market that could potentially use your help. Then you're going to give them a free experience. And remember that report, audio, checklist, webinar, video series, really many different options here. But what you're trying to do is create a sense of expertise and credibility. You want to show them it's possible for them, right? That you have the answers and solutions. So in this free experience they're getting to know you, and they're getting excited about making change that, maybe in the past they didn't even know was possible. Step 3 is follow-up. What do they think of your free experience? How does it relate to their situation? And then don't forget, at this phase, you're going to invite them into a deeper conversation, which brings us to step 4. So now we're going to invite them into an enrollment conversation or discovery call. So you can call it a strategy session, and get lots of different names, but essentially, remember, this is that one-on-one opportunity to get some of your guidance or feedback. And it's really to help to find what's possible for them, to review the things that are causing them pain and struggle. And it's a very valuable conversation to have with people. And many people are very honored to have your time and attention like that. All right, step 5, you're going to move them into a paid program or service. So, of course, there's a lot to be taught about this enrollment conversation. And we go into a ton of detail in my 6-Figure Biz Academy, which I'm going to talk about in just a moment. I will say if this step is not comfortable for you, the sales step, I want you to stay tuned on more information on that academy, because it is so incredibly important. I have to be able to enroll clients. Otherwise, these other marketing strategies are kind of, just you lose traction. Your needs need to be able to seal the deal, essentially. All right, so step 5 is they hire you. Step 6 is you give them an A1 experience. So you want to make sure you're checking in, following up, and you want to make sure they're seeing the changes and results that they anticipated. They're getting great results and outcomes. Step number 7 is you want to offer them the next step. When that experience is nearing the end, when their initial commitment is nearing the end, and that could be an upsell, downsell, or cross-sell. So often my private coaching clients, after finishing a 6-month intensive business building experience, often they decide to continue working with me in some capacity. So I have some who decide to move into my Elite Private Inner Circle. It's the mastermind. Others that continue in the same modality, and that is the private one-on-one coaching, right? So you just need to be thinking about what's next, and really find ways to continue to serve your people over the long run. It's just incredibly important to find ways to keep your current clients engaged in ways that are going to help them to continue their growth and development. Now, the thing I want to share with you is after this 7th step, the upsell, downsell, or cross-sell, you're moving that person into another paid program, right? So this is how this process repeats itself over and over again. So move them into the step, right? Let's say move them into, uh, you I don't know, like a mastermind, right? In the example I gave, so my clients opted into a mastermind that's a little less intensive. So they're moving into a paid program or service. Again, I'm going to give that white glove service, A1 service, in that so they have an awesome experience. And when they matriculate through that program, again, I'm going to look for additional ways to serve them over and over again. All right. And essentially, with this strategy, you can retain clients for years. Seriously. I have a client I've been working with for 4 years. I can think of other people I've been working with for 3 years. So it really works. All right. So what I want to share with you next is this is the bonus tip that I want to share with you. So this is really, this goes back to that enrollment conversation. The most important thing is to understand in that conversation, it's not about you. You are not really selling yourself, which I know is everyone's dreaded fear, right? Like, oh my God, I feel so uncomfortable selling myself. You're not really doing that. But what you are doing is you are helping your person understand, have to be crystal clear on the gap between where they are now in terms of their health issues and how this issue is really impacting them. Okay, so where they are now versus where they want to be. This is called the gap, right? You must, in that conversation, help them to clearly, even to be able to articulate where they are now in terms of their health struggles. How is that spilling over or impacting their lives, right? What are the implications of staying stuck here versus what would it be like if we were able to remedy that, right? What would your life be like? How would that spill over? How would that impact your career, your family, your relationships, how you felt about yourself, your social life, right? So that is what that conversation is about. And this really, once people understand the gap, and if they see you as that bridge over the gap to help them get from where they are now to where they want to be, you are in a absolute great position. This is when people feel comfortable in pulling the trigger and stepping into your program. All right. So again, the gap, they have to know where they are now and where they want to be. And they will buy if they feel that you are the means to help get them to where they want to be. All right. So case in point, I have a really good example of that. My client, Ashley, had designed some really great programs and packages. She specializes in functional medicine. She just wasn't selling them though. She talked to people and they were hesitant. And so instead, they would just kind of resort to, let's just, go with one session and see how it goes. So what was happening was that Ashley didn't really understand the art of client enrollment. So once we dove into the psychology, right, like that, really focusing on helping that client to see that gap and to really be able to articulate the implications of the gap, she was able to really help deepen the pain points during the consultation. She was able to help the person really see the cost of where they are and all of the negative implications that were getting any better on their own. So then she was able to position her services as a way out and really help people to envision what life would be like, vibrant, healthy, and energized. So, and this is really a true story. This is actually very recent. So as a result of this new positioning and really understanding that enrollment conversation and the psychology of why people buy, Ashley was able to generate $100,000 in revenue in 6 months and increased her revenue by 400% with a 4K program, okay, which is really amazing. And honestly, she is hitting, she continues, 2020 has started, and she's completely on track to even, to, I don't know exactly, like I think I know her goal is to double that. She's definitely on track so far. I mean, the year is pretty early yet. We're only in February, but she's definitely on track to maintain, and most likely will be able to double that. So I'm really excited. Again, it was all because she really understood the enrollment process and was able to successfully create the gap with her clients. All right, guys, so I'm just going to take a few minutes to tell you about a special opportunity I have for you. Now you probably know I'm on a mission. I really feel that transforming people's relationship with health and nutrition in particular can single-handedly make the biggest and quickest impact on the planet. And I also think it's really about the greatest career that you could possibly have if you have a stable, ongoing, and growing practice. I do talk to lots of practitioners, day in and day out, who are faltering though. They're really worried, and the money is just not rolling in. And I do want to say it does not have to be this way, truly. So instead, I'd love it if you could just kind of sit back and imagine what it would be like for you, knowing exactly who your ideal clients are and where to find them, having irresistible cash pay programs and packages that your clients will actually buy, being able to easily enroll these clients into your services regardless of price, leveraging your time so you can reach more people, make more money, and enjoy that tremendous freedom and flexibility, and the freedom, peace of mind, and joy that you will have when you craft that practice that you've always dreamed of. So I'm really super, super excited. I'm opening the doors on my revised for 2026 Figure Biz Academy for Nutrition Professionals for a limited time starting tonight. And this is a program of comprehensive continuing education for those who are ready to grow your business into a lucrative, impactful business that I know you've always wanted. So during this 6-month deep dive, I'm going to be teaching a select group of RDNs and wellness professionals every single thing you need to know to create a proven and repeatable system for attracting and retaining high-paying clients, and even moving to additional streams of income. So this program is 100% live, 100% led by me, and has an extensive amount of my personal mentorship. So here's what you get, all right? So again, it's 6 months long. First, you get an exciting live kickoff call to set everyone's bold goals and to create your commitment to big results. Let me share. Hopefully this is going to show up okay on the screen. You are going to learn. Actually, let me back up. All right. Yeah, I went a little too fast. All right. So we're going to start with a 2-hour, a 90-minute kickoff call, right? And then you're going to get 14 live 6-figure biz building sessions, right? And these are really we're going to cover everything under the sun that you need to create a 6-figure or even a multiple 6-figure practice. You're going to get a monthly, so 6 live implementation and laser coaching sessions. You're going to fill out every single month, send to me a private monthly accountability status report, because I am going to keep track of where every single person is at in their business. So this is not the kind of class where you can just kind of fall off and nobody notices. I will be keeping track and will notice. And you get access to an amazing members-only online community, all right? So I always say my community is just the best. Generous, inspiring, an amazing group of nutrition entrepreneurs and professionals. So the Academy is no different. So we'll have a private online group to share ideas, celebrate successes, answer questions, and really hold each other accountable. All right, so let's talk about what we're gonna cover. So you're gonna learn about choosing a viable and lucrative target market, packaging and pricing your services, creating an irresistible program that your clients buy, pricing secrets and strategies that require immediate action, so that sense of urgency, designing your own unique signature program, the art of the sales conversation, and you're going to get my proven template to easily enroll clients. You're going to get, we're going to learn about creating a lead generating website that brings your clients in, top client attracting social media strategies, 25 plus ways to grow your email list full of raving fans and purchasers, achieving authority and credibility in the minds of your ideal clients, creating a killer signature speech that results in consultations. You're going to learn about how to work with referral partners, joint ventures, and to create strategic partnerships that send you a spike of clients. And we're going to do some mindset work as well. The inner game of success, how to create authentic confidence and powerful presence. All right, so bonuses that I want to share. You get the recordings of every single class and coaching call. Just goodies galore. Like, I don't think I know for sure I don't have a class where I'm providing as many done for you templates and scripts and checklists and sample marketing tools than this particular class. We're going to do business hot seat coaching opportunities. You're going to get first dibs savings and priority enrollment for my other programs. And you're also going to access my little black book of six-figure Rolodex. So anything from copywriters, web designers, you name it. You also get 5 bonus workshops. All right, so let me just quickly share that. You're going to hear from Jessica Freeman on the 3 steps to a revenue generating website. Katie Collins is going to talk about how to craft a $5,000 offer that sells. My own Facebook ad strategist, Kathy Lowe, is going to teach you about using Facebook and LinkedIn ads to fill courses and attract private clients. April is going to talk about how to find success in balance, have more fun while getting stuff done. And this is my own CPA or extraordinaire Deepa. And I'm really excited about this because you're going to start making some serious cash flow. So I invited my CPA Deepa to talk about how to manage your money once that starts rolling in. Tons of laser coaching time with me throughout the course. Lots of attention to each person. If that's not enough, you also get 42 continuing education units. All right, 42 CEs for dietitians and DTRs. So just a quick recap. So this is a 6-month comprehensive program just for wellness professionals, a select group of outstanding professionals. I'm going to teach all the strategies, processes, and techniques needed to create a thriving 6-figure wellness practice doing what you love. So let's talk about the investment. I think you're going to like this. I really do. So you're going to get like in-depth training, mentorship, along with all the class material, recording, online community, and me, right? Like, I'm going to answer all of your questions. So the investment is not 8, 9, 10,000 that my private clients pay, nor is it the 6,000 for 3-month model that I'm seeing right now in the market. All right. In fact, I don't know of a single program out there that's this comprehensive with this much direct mentorship and accountability that's priced so affordably. So I'm doing this because I don't want you to have any excuse not to jump in. So investment for the entire thing with all these bonuses is $49.97. That's the official investment. However, that's not what you're going to pay, because if you know me at all, you know I love doing early bird specials. So I'm shaving $2,000 off the investment if you register by Sunday night, March 1st. All right. So that means everything, the whole kit and caboodle, is $29.97 for the entire 6-month program. And honestly, guys, there is no way you can convince me that within 6 months, within this 6-month in-depth business building program, you are not going to learn what it takes to make back that investment many times over. Incidentally, we also do have a payment plan of 6 installments. Oh, and this is a special bonus. The first 11 applications that we receive get a 1-hour private one-on-one coaching session with me, which is valued at $500. Oh my gosh. Oh, I can't forget to mention my tickle pink guarantee. Guys, nobody in the industry does this. I don't think anybody does. So I'm going to make it really easy. So you have my 100% money back guarantee because I'm so confident that you're going to love the Academy and Six Figure Biz Academy. I'm going to take away all the risk. So I invite you to participate in the first 4 classes. If you're not absolutely thrilled, you let me know within that first 30 days, and I'm giving you 100% of your money back. All right? You know, I don't make you jump through a whole bunch of hoops. I don't know if anybody in the industry that is doing this. Okay? So really taking away the risk. This is by application only, right? So the Academy is not for everybody. I want to make sure that you're a good fit for the program and that this is a good investment for you. So my integrity really guides me here. In addition, I want to be able to answer any questions you may have to ensure that you are a full energy. Yes, you are really excited. So the next step is to apply. All right, so head on over to www.sixfigurebizacademy.com. Fill out an application. Know that an application does not obligate you in any way. It just shows that you're interested. I'm going to look over your applications, and I'll have my assistant Lisa reach out to each person to set up a phone conversation with either myself or someone from my team. So I do want to remind you before we wrap up that the early bird savings of $2,000 off, it goes away March 1st. All right, so you've got to get that application in. If this is at all resonating for you, it's really important to go to sixfigurebizacademy.com, fill out an application, and let's get on the phone and just see if it's a good fit for you. All right, and don't forget, these first 11 people get that special bonus one-on-one call with me. So if you're ready to start struggling, wasting time, money, energy, and instead, ready to learn and master the skills that are necessary to create a thriving and more six-figure practice from someone who's done it herself and specializes in teaching others how to do it. And again, I want to encourage you to pop on over to sixfigurebizacademy.com, fill out that application, and plan to join us. All right, guys. All right, I just have one more quick slide to show you. So here's the deal. You guys are at a crossroads. 6 months is going to go by no matter what, right? Before you know it, we're going to be looking at, something's going to be over. So my question to you is, where do you want to be in 6 months? Really? Where do you want to be? Think about it. Do you want to be where you are now? Okay. Do you want to be still trying to piece together your strategy, trying to figure it out all your business, trying to figure out how you're going to bring money into your practice? Or do you want to be in a place where you've actually mastered these critical business building strategies? So really the choice is yours. So what happens next is have a conversation. All you need to do is fill out an application, go to the sixfigurebizacademy.com. You can read through everything that's included, and you'll see several buttons on that page to fill out an application. So just simply click a button, click the apply button, and submit your application, and then someone from my team will reach out to you very quickly to set up a time for us to chat. All right? So remember, the first 11 people to apply and end up joining the Academy get that one-on-one bonus coaching call with me. All right? So, okay, everybody, I hope this was helpful, and I look forward to seeing you again next week. All right, bye-bye for now.